Now, there's been a lot of talk recently on the news of a guy called Nick Fuentes, and as you probably gather, he's a white nationalist, Jew-hating, MAGA-loving, America first type of person. Now, these are some of the adjectives that the mainstream media have used to describe the guy, but I'll use my own adjectives, not the ones the mainstream media uses. I personally would describe him as a multicultural white nationalist. Now, to a lot of people, that may sound like a contradiction in terms. I mean, what exactly is a multicultural white nationalist? Well, a multicultural white nationalist, at least according to my definition, is a white nationalist who is more adapted to today's multiracial society, right? They're different from your traditional white nationalists, right? So someone like Nick Fuentes, for example, has been known to collaborate with people like Laura Loomer, who's Jewish, and people like Kanye West. So these sort of multicultural white nationalists tend to display more inclusivity and diversity, at least in the people they have dialogue with. Now, back in the day when America was predominantly white, your typical white nationalists could trace their lineage back to Europe, and they all invariably had English-sounding surnames like Jones, Smith, Spencer, what have you, right? But in this day and age of your multicultural white nationalism, even the names of these white nationalists seem to infer, lineage that is not full-blooded European lineage. For example, Fuentes, the name sounds Latin American, it sounds Mexican, right? Which would not have really been the case back in the day where white nationalism was predominant a few years ago. Now, it brings me to another theory, which is the theory of the Great Replacement. Basically, this theory says that white people are slowly being replaced by non-white races, especially in Europe and America. And the emergence of your multicultural white nationalists seems to validate this theory in the sense that, the traditional old-school white nationalists are slowly being pushed out by your new breed of multicultural white nationalists, which is a sort of replacement in a way. And obviously the media has a lot to do with it.